What's going on there, guys? I know it's been a hot minute since we have gotten some Rings of Power news, but I'm excited to finally be able to make a video on this and talk about the Rings of Power Season 3, which is coming up now to be a lot shorter than what we were expecting. The Melonheads, which is a Lord of the Rings podcast, today reported that Filmbase UK has also reported that the Rings of Power is expected to continue production into a new season at Shepperton Studios, now listed under 2026 productions. It confirmed the Crew Runs platform update means that Season 4 will likely air in 2027. So while we know that just recently Amazon announced that Rings of Power Season 3 had just recently wrapped up filming for Season 3, but it was still about a year between the wrapping up of filming of Season 2 and the actual release of Season 2, it's now looking more likely that Rings of Power will be getting their Season 3 probably at the end of this year. As they have Shepperton Studios now working under the production for it, and then they will continue production to get us Season 4 likely in 2027, which makes me really happy. I think that will be really good. I think one of the Rings of Power's biggest weaker points, it has been the fact that it has been not releasing annually and is instead taking such a big gap. It kind of makes it where you just don't have the same level of interest that cooks when you are there. On the other side, Screen Rant released an article saying here's everything you need to know about Lord of the Rings Season Power Season 3. So we do have a lot of things that we are talking about to be expecting when it comes to Rings of Power Season 3. First thing, Stranger Things star Jamie Campbell Bower is now showing up. I did do a video on that a while ago. It's been a hot minute since we got that. They are thinking about there's been a lot of theories about who he possibly might be playing. Some people believe that he might be playing the Witch King, and other people might believe that he will be introduced as Celeborn, which is Galadriel's husband. So I think that's something that can be really exciting to think about. I would be really excited to see Jamie Campbell Bower show up as Celeborn. I do believe that Celeborn will be showing up in Rings of Power at some point or another. I think that's just something that makes a lot of sense to bring him back into the world, as well as you gotta kind of explain where he's been this whole time. So that's what I would definitely be looking at, is Rings of Power, Celeborn being introduced. It's possible it could be the Witch King. If it is the Witch King, I think that also could be a really, really, really cool thing to introduce as well. So filming kicked off in July of last year. As we look now towards the release date of Rings of Power Season 3. Filming kicked off in July of last year, which was marked by a Sauron-centric teaser, and then another teaser in September, which showed Elendil wielding the Sword of the Faithful, aka Narsil, which we will show that sword later on when we get closer to the Battle of the Last Alliance. So right now, we've pretty much only been getting a bunch of teasers and stuff, but it's exciting to see kind of what's going to happen. Screen Rant predicts that the release window will be August 2027, but with what we've seen here, it's looking more likely that it will be showing up in 2026, with Season 4 being a more 2027 release date for the show. And then we have some information about the plot. We have a ton of stuff that has not been brought up yet, so there's a lot about the plot of the show that we actually don't know is going to be happening. We're pretty much all just running off purely on speculation. They did mention that we are going to be doing a little bit of a time skip. Rather than just picking up right where we left off after the sacking of Eregion, Season 3 is going to be taking place in the midst of the combat against Sauron. So the free people of Middle-earth are going to be in the middle of their conflict. It's looking most likely that we're going to be focusing a lot more on the elves part of this, and then maybe Season 4 will be the introduction to Numenor getting involved. I would expect that the fall of Numenor will happen in Season 4. It might also happen in Season 3, honestly. I don't know. But now we are seeing, there's a lot of storylines that we're going to be picking up around here. One of those things that we'll be looking at is the Stranger, who, if you watch Season 2, will remember that the Stranger was revealed to have been Gandalf. He's currently on a path to clash with the Dark Wizard, a character that was introduced in Season 2, and then that will also lead him over to fighting Sauron. We don't know exactly kind of what we're going to be expecting with the Harfoot plot of these of Gandalf here. I honestly would be okay if we kind of pulled back from the Harfoot plot a little bit until things start to maybe more fully come together. And then we have our dwarven plotline. We have King Durin and the dwarves of Khazad-dûm. They are in mourning after the death of King Durin, as well as the Balrog was awoken at the end of Season 2. So we're going to be kind of picking up on that. We now have Prince Durin, who will be taking over probably as king right away. I don't know exactly what that's going to look like. I'm excited to see where that plot is going to go, especially just because I love Disa and I love Durin, and I always want to see more of them on screen all the time. And then on the other side of the ocean, we have the Numenor plotline. Pharazôn has taken over as king of Numenor, and now supporters of Miriel are traitors. Elendil left wielding Narsil, so he is disappearing into the west. I think at this point, too, as he leaves, and heads to the western side of Numenor, we will probably be introduced to Anarion. That is a theory that I have, is that we'll get to see Isildur's brother, which later on we'll see them both in the founding of Gondor, and so I'm excited to see how that's gonna play out as well. And then also in terms of that plotline, Isildur is making his way back to Numenor after still being in the Southlands, being in Mordor, and trying to survive, having himself a little happy-go-lucky lady for a little bit there that got taken away from him. But he got reunited with Beric, and so now Isildur and Beric are going to head back to find Numenor, not even in the slightest of how they left it. And one of the things I'm so excited for Season 3 is going to be the reunion between Isildur and Elendil. I think their relationship has been one of the biggest plot hooks for the entire series. I think that has always been one of the most interesting parts of the entire show, and the actors just do an incredible job at portraying father and son. It feels so natural, and they do a wonderful job. So I'm excited to see where things are going to be happening. So we've got a lot of moments that we're going to be seeing filled in, and we are going to be seeing a lot of just incredible storylines coming together, honestly. I think we're going to, rather than having all the branching paths like we had before, we're now going to be seeing all of the characters coming in together. They're going to start actually like uniting a lot of these stories, and we'll see it all come together in a incredible climax as we get closer and closer to the end of the show with Season 5. This right here, this is just a little bit of a cast list that we can see. All of the cast has remained the same. Charlie Vickers as Sauron, Morfydd Clark as Galadriel, Robert Armayo as Elrond, etc., etc. None of those have really changed at all, and I don't expect to see them changing. Currently, we don't have a trailer, but we are awaiting for that beloved Rings of Power Season 3 trailer, and I will probably be posting a reaction video on my channel as well, so make sure you guys subscribe so that way you can be a part of that. But that pretty much will sum it up here. That's all the news and what we know about Rings of Power Season 3 so far, based on the recent news of potential 2026 release, as well as a potential plot hook, and seeing kind of what they're going to do with that time skip and where that's going to all pick up. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I do want to give a huge shout out to my Ko-Fi supporters. That's the best way that you can support financially at this moment. Also, I've noticed recently that very few of you guys who actually watch my videos are subscribed. So you guys should remedy that right now, and you should subscribe to the channel, because you will get caught up with so much Lord of the Rings stuff, both with gaming, movies, and just a ton of Lord of the Rings content, as well as I will dive into other various content within gaming to keep up a little bit of variety here and there. So make sure you guys subscribe, make sure you guys like the video, and as always, you are loved, you are valued, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and we will see you right back here next time. Goodbye, everybody.